What's up, you guys? I'm back with another video. The last time we had the video ramen, and based off my reaction alone, you know it was fire, okay? In the last video, I mentioned that we were going to be utilizing the leftover meat to make new meals out of it. So this time we're going to be making a BDO grilled cheese. I'm very pumped for this. We're going to be using the salsa that I made. We're going to be using the leftover meat, the consomme to dip it in, cilantros and onions. I am so ready. And I'm also going to be making homemade brioche bread, and that's going to be a great addition to the sandwich. So with all that being said, let's get this started. Alright guys, we're going to begin making our jalapeno brioche bread, and the jalapenos are completely optional, you don't have to do it at all. But then we're going to begin whisking our eggs and our sugar together, and then we're going to place it off to the side. We're now going to begin warming up our milk. You want your milk to be from 96 to 110 degrees, nothing more, nothing less, because your yeast will not bloom at all. And then you're going to mix the yeast with a tablespoon of sugar, that way the yeast can eat the sugar and then begin blooming like so. And we're going to add the egg and sugar mixture, we're going to add the jalapenos, and we're going to add the flour. And then once you add the salt, make sure you add it after your yeast has bloomed because it will prevent it from blooming. The jalapeno is completely optional, you do not have to use it at all. And then we're going to begin adding our flour little by little. Once everything begins to come together, you're going to add your softened butter, and then you're going to begin kneading for quite some time until it becomes silky smooth. I then place the dough in an oiled bowl, and then I let it rise for an hour before placing it in the fridge overnight. Now, you do not have to place it in the fridge overnight, but I do highly recommend. And then the next day I take it out, and then I roll it into a loaf, and I place it into my loaf pan. Make sure you spread the loaf pan with a non-stick spray, that way the dough doesn't stick. Now what you're going to do is you're going to roll into a loaf, and then you're going to let it rise for about an hour or so. It will take a while to proof because it's cold. After the dough rises, I take half a tablespoon of water and 1 egg yolk, and then I just brush the dough. It's going to give it a nice shiny surface. And then I bake it on 375 for about 25 to 30 minutes. I definitely needed a bigger loaf pan because on the side, on the right, like it's split, and I was very, very upset. So yeah, I definitely need a bigger loaf pan for this one, or just next time I could just use less dough. And then we're just gonna get our cilantro and onions cut, pretty self-explanatory. Just make sure everything's finely chopped. One thing I will say is that I made the mistake by cutting my loaf too soon. You want to make sure that the loaf is completely cooled down before doing so, but I was kind of in a rush and it was very late at night, so did what I had to do. But yeah, so what I do is I cut the bread, and then I slather with some butter in a cast iron skillet, add my Oaxaca cheese, added the meat, cilantro and onions, and then I just let it crisp up on both sides until the cheese was melted. Oh, and I added my salsa as well, which was a very great addition to this sandwich. Oh my goodness. You guys definitely have to try this for sure. For plating, I just did my triangle slice, and then I added my consomme, added some cilantro and onions, and then some lime. And you guys, it was bomb.com. Please try this. Hope you guys enjoy. I mean, I'm ready to eat. I don't know about y'all. Y'all, it has been a long day. I had to work, I had to do all that, and I'm just gonna start like filming when I get home from work, because I feel like on my days off, I don't want to do anything. So I think that'll be my new like thing to do. All right, so I'm gonna dip. Oh, that's deadly. Oh. Ooh. Ooh, y'all. Let me put some lime on there. Let me put some of that salsa verde I made on there. We dipped this bad boy. Yeah, I'm not playing. I'm only gonna eat half of this because like this is too much. But like, you see this? Like just dip. Let me not get carried away with that. So I haven't made a loaf of bread in quite some time. And I was somewhat disappointed in the bread because like this was my first time making like brioche bread. And what I should have did was, because I know you guys noticed that it like busted open. So what I should have did was even out the dough, because I guess my loaf pan was a little bit smaller. I mean, it's a big size, but it could be bigger, if you know what I mean. So I think next time I wanted to do that, because I think it just became too much. So I definitely learned from my mistakes with that. But other than that, like the bread is amazing. It's rich, it's buttery, it's flaky, all of that. It has like some sweetness to it. It is so good. And you do not have to make your own bread. You guys already know that. You could definitely go to a bakery or go to a store, buy some bread. But that birria though, you definitely have to make that for sure. And it could be a little time consuming. It's like, cause me, I take my time with it. I usually let mine go for at least 4 to 5 hours, depending on like how big the chuck roast is or whatever meat I'm using. A good way is to use a pressure cooker. If you have one of those, then it should be done within like an hour maybe. And that'll save you a lot of time. And I'm sure the flavors will still remain the same. But this right here is so good. I can't eat this whole thing. Not only that, it is, Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 1:51 a.m.
Yeah, it's really late. And I also have to work tomorrow, so it's like, I'm trying to get this out. I'm gonna do a little editing tonight, and then I'm gonna do some more tomorrow, and then the next day. I'm just really busy lately, honestly, so please forgive me on that. But yes, I really do hope you guys try this, because this is fire. I have a little bit of meat left over, So, you didn't hear that. And no, it did come out the back end. I promise you it didn't. I want to make birria egg rolls, but we'll see. Because I know I want to stuff the crap out of them, and I don't want to just make one. So we'll definitely see for next time. I may just surprise you with something else, who knows. But I definitely wanted to utilize the meat this time. Ooh. And the salsa. Please try my salsa recipe. It's so good. Yeah, I can't eat all this. I'm gonna save the rest for tomorrow because this is way too much. But I do appreciate you guys watching, of course. You guys are always great. Yeah. I have a glass of red wine in my Olivia Pope glass. But anyways, cheers to you guys, and please try this recipe. You guys, thank you so much again for the support. You guys already know that I love you guys so much. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on the video below, or you can hit me up on Instagram, Mr.Westcoast. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.